Scott Bolan. Thanks for visiting me on this video. I have some powerful information to share with you right now. And my work is dedicated to your empowerment. It's about living as a warrior. That's what it's about, because there really only are two kinds of people. Warriors and sheeple. Meh, meh, sheeple. Now, I know that may sound a bit harsh or condescending, but it's just a fact. It's just a fact. There are warriors and there are sheeple. A warrior isn't always someone who fights. We often think of a soldier or a samurai. They are those people, but a warrior is one who determines themselves. They determine themselves. The warrior is the man who determines himself and shapes and develops himself into what he wants to become. It's a life by design. The sheeple, they go out there, meh, 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 following along in the herd, being developed by default. They are not determining how they're going to be. They're just going along by default and following meh, meh, whatever they're told throughout life, how they're programmed. If you break this programming and reprogram yourself powerfully for victory, then you can live the optimum warrior life. And that's really what it's all about. It's about total life mastery. Total life mastery is the only true mastery, because so many master one area of life. Martial arts, physical activity, financial success, etc., only to have other areas of their lives completely fall apart. Okay, so when I talk about total life mastery, I talk about all of it. Body, mind, spirit, relationships, financially, all of it. If you only have one part of it, then you're living a partial, fragmented life. And in the rest of the areas of life, you're meh, meh. Why live by default in any area? Live by design, live powerfully. That's what I'm talking about, and that's what it's all about. And that's what our work is designed to do, is to show you how, actually show you how to achieve that. And the man, the warrior, who truly is impossible to beat and hard to kill, is one who sets their own patterns. Now, in the art of war, they talk about, Sun Tzu talks about territories and terrains, okay? And they say that the one who is on their own terrain and on their home court has a home court advantage, okay? And they have the optimal position. Well, patterns are also terrains, okay? And a timeless rule for victory, remember this, write this down. Set your own patterns. Set your own patterns, okay? Because in a fight, you could call this breaking the rhythm and asserting your own tempo. He punches, you see it right, and you break and punch in. Or it might be how you're going to market. Are you going to market in such a way that it's just meh, meh, just following along? Now you need to do this, now you need to do that, and not getting shit done. And then they sit around and go, oh, snicker, that's Scott Bolan. How does he do it? Well, I tell you how I do it. I'm telling you right now, if you'll take the time to listen, because I want others to succeed. I am not moved by praise or persecution. And here's another one you should write down. Never be moved by praise or by persecution. When someone snickers at me and hurls an insult at me, they are expressing self. Okay? So I just let them have that. That crap is in them. Likewise, when someone hurls a compliment at me, I'm grateful for it. That's cool, but I don't get all puffed up and feel all glorious because of it. I stay even keel on my own track and set my own patterns, okay? And that is, ever hear of broken rhythm method? Well, this is what I'm talking about right here. You see, patterns are essentially territories, they're terrains. And it's the same in a verbal negotiation. It's the same in all of life, right down to your sleeping patterns, your eating patterns. If you set your own patterns, you can have marvelous results. And when I see people following a pattern, doing what everybody else is doing, enjoying what everyone else is enjoying, voting the way everyone else is, thinking, eating, speaking, I notice that everybody else is following the pattern of everybody else. They're following convention. And even at a young age, I always felt differently about such things. I wouldn't just run with the crowd and go, whoop, whoop, but just going along to get along, because that's what we always do in life patterns. That's something that sheep and cows, remember sheeple, and livestock do. And where do sheep and cows and livestock end up? In the slaughterhouse, right? So that could just mean a real crappy life, Okay? And if someone wants to sit in their own manure and enjoy that, by all means, you're free to choose. But what I'm really talking about is intentional living by design instead of living by default. When you live by default, rather than by design, you end up broke, fat, weak, and unhappy, or cynical, and a pessimist, and negative, and basically a loser. So, or at worst, you end up fat, dumb, and happy. Okay? By staying self-contained, however, when you stay self-contained and you set your own pattern in your center, you can delightfully smile as others squirm in shock when they see that you're not going along, bound by the constraints of default living. Okay? Setting your own pattern is the warrior's greatest secret. It's essentially asserting your tempo, your own tempo. Now, I've taught many times, how do you stop a moving train? Do you stand in front of the train and say, hold? No, what do? That would run you over. So instead you run alongside, you harmonize with it, and then you jump on. Now the train is carrying you. Then you can calmly climb up to the caboose, reach down and snap the conductor's neck or pull the brake. You know what I'm saying? Okay, setting your own patterns is a warrior's greatest secret. And once you know, listen to this, write this down. Once you know how to recognize patterns, A, recognize patterns. That's huge. And then B, instantly break them and assert your own. You'll constantly snatch victory out of thin air. And I've done it more times than I can count. And I use it in whatever I do. It comes naturally. I'm to the state of unconscious competent. Okay, we have 4 levels of mastery. We have unconscious incompetent. We have conscious incompetent. We have conscious competent. And then we have unconscious competent. And that is the mastery level, unconscious competent. Let's rock and roll and set your own patterns. Realize what I'm talking about here. The more that you set your own pattern, you gain momentum and flow. See, think about it. You're used to going along, punching a clock, do this, do that. You keep going along with that. Well, likewise, motion causes motion. Motion causes motion. I just gave you another secret there. In the other direction, the direction of self-mastery, the direction of setting your own patterns, you gain momentum and flow, and you'll be amazed at how effortless life can really be. For real. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone to a crowded restaurant and just said, hi, I'm here, and they seat me. Okay? I find that parking space. That master deal I want comes through. When your energy is congruent with your mind, body, will, and intentions and emotions, it's amazing. It just becomes natural and effortless. Okay, so my mission is to show you not only how to think this way, not only how to talk this way, but how to actually walk this way in your daily life and be a leader who has everything he wants and is everything he wants to be. Now, before I go on, I'm going to give you the 5 secret power foundations right here, right now, for real. Okay, number 1 is the indomitable spirit. Write that down, indomitable spirit. Go ahead, have a pen, write it down. Indomitable spirit. Now these aren't just hollow words. We're going to talk about each one and exactly what they mean and how to get there. Number 2 is superior skills. And that's why people come to a guy like me to learn these skills. Okay? Number 3 is tactical intuition. Tactical intuition. Number 4 is masterful strategy. Masterful strategy. And number 5 is laser-like focus. Laser-like focus. Okay? Those are the 5 secret power foundations. And if you have those foundations, memorize them. If you have those foundations and etch them on the walls of your mind temple, they are the foundations of your warrior's power, making you hard to kill and impossible to beat, my friend. Here's a very powerful tool that when you are faced with any choice, any decision, any thought, any feeling, when you discover any self-habit, any behavior pattern, or default thinking, rather than thinking by design, I want you to always ask these 2 questions. Here are 2 questions right now. Write them down. A, does this weaken me or empower me? So wherever you find yourself complaining, bitching, moaning, whining, you find yourself thinking limited thinking, okay? You find yourself thinking darkly and negatively, just ask yourself, does this weaken me or empower me? And most likely you'll find that it weakens you. Okay? So then you go, I better change that. What thinking would empower me? Well, maybe I don't need to think that way. Oops, done, over, bam, caught it, wham! Okay? Because there's no time for bullshit in life. Let's get it done. All right, and B. Here's the second question. When you're faced with any choice, any decision, any thought, any feeling, when you discover any pattern, any self-habit or behavior pattern. I know I'm talking fast here. We've got a limited amount of time, a lot of information I want to share with you. Here's the question. A is, does this weaken me or empower me? And after you ask that question and decide, then number 2, you go, which of the 5 secret power foundations does this apply to? Which of the 5 secret power foundations does this apply to? Now, these 2 questions are the compass to keep you on your warrior's path. Those questions are so vital. And you can see this for yourself by just looking back to any time you've lost, any mistake you made, or any time you had a self-weakening action that you've ever taken, and imagine what would it have been like and how would it have turned out if you asked those 2 questions first. So I've given you the 5 secret power foundations, and I'll explain each one. But before I did, I wanted to give you these 2 warrior's compass questions that always keep you on the path. And you can look back with like a compass and direct. Am I going north? Am I going south? Am I going powerful or am I going weak? And you can use these questions to change your life, to keep on track. Does this weaken or empower me? And then which of the 5 secret power foundations does this apply to? And when you apply these, it is just amazing. When you apply it to every action you take, right down to your very thoughts and emotions, you become a badass, a black belt, a winner, a true master warrior who's friggin' hard to beat. And that's what it's about, okay? Bottom line, the indomitable spirit. Hope you've enjoyed this information. And if you go back through the video and take notes, write down the 5 secret power foundations and then the 2 warrior compass questions. Write those down. Keep those questions with you always and forever. If we never meet again, just keep those 2 questions with you forever. You have those 5 secret power foundations, you have those 2 questions, and you will be blessed and walk in power. Okay? And if you want to take it to the next level, I'll see you on the next video tomorrow where we go over each, including the indomitable spirit. Because let me ask you a question. Are you easy to dominate? Are you dominatable? Or are you indomitable? The indomitable spirit, that is the first requirement for a black belt. That is the first requirement for mastery. Do you have an indomitable spirit? Because if you have everything else, but your spirit is weak, then it's only a matter of short time before you fall. You'll never get up in the first place. Okay? As I said in the beginning of this video, my job is to empower you, and so that you can think and live as a warrior and not as sheeple. Okay, make your choice now. All right, my friends, I wanted to share that message with you because your life is the battleground for victory. Your life is the territory, and many powers wish to encroach on that territory. My job here is to teach you skills for victory on every level of life, to have victory on the battleground. Now, our new course, Mastermind Warrior, Secrets of the Hagakure, is the motherlode of samurai and warrior wisdom and knowledge. It's mind-blowing and it's awesome. It just downright kicks ass, and you can't find it anywhere else. There are copies of the Hagakure in print, but you won't find these secrets revealed anywhere else. You won't find it in a book. And our new course is going to be available to the public August 19th for $199. That's $199. But if you order now, you save $60, so you get it for only $139, and you get a $100 surprise free bonus course, a secret free bonus course that no one has anywhere else, called the Tactical Edge. So you're on your way, my friends. Hit the add to cart button now. You'll save $60 and you'll get the $100 secret bonus course. And I will talk to you soon, fellow warrior.